if you guys get us to 500 before the end of the week. And I will... Okay, guys, bonus episode, Champions League video. Finally, we're getting around to one of these. It's only been forever since we did one of these. Not really. Our 12 Days of Christmas, we did Matchday 6, but now we're doing Matchday 7. But yeah, we're gonna go through some of the scores. We have a couple highlights of some of the games and what the rest of the Champions League looks like for the next match day, kind of a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how the table currently looks. We'll put it in. But now we'll talk about our shocking teams. And so our first shockingly bad team is Villarreal. They are currently third in La Liga. They've lost to Ajax and Copenhagen. They're averaging 2 yellow cards a game and conceding 2 goals a game, and they don't have any wins. They have 1 tie, and they have 6 losses. So for me, them being third in La Liga, like, they're ahead of Atleti. So how are they so bad in Champions League? Like, they're already eliminated.
And then we have Newcastle. They are a shockingly good team. Despite losing 2-1 to Marseille and 2-1 to Barca, they have beaten Benfica. They average 2.29 goals per game, and record is 4-1-2. And then they play PSG next.
Which that will be a good game because PSG hasn't clinched top 8 yet to automatically go through to round of 16. And neither has Newcastle. And Newcastle is currently sitting 7th. And PSG is 6th. So, looking good there. And then another shockingly bad team is Leverkusen. We haven't gone through their score yet, but I just want to know, like, what the fall off that this team is having needs to be studied, because they're 4th or 5th in the Bundesliga right now, and they just lost to Olympiacos, the Greece team. Like, hello? What? Their conceding average is roughly 2 goals a game, so still not great. Not doing great on the scoring side either, but their record is 2-3-2, and they are currently 20th with 9 points, so they could potentially make it through to the playoff round, but it doesn't look too likely that might happen.
And then we have our shockingly good team at Atleti. Lost to Liverpool and Arsenal, but beat Inter Milan. They average 2 goals a game and 2 yellows a game. Their record is 4-1-2, and we'll play Bodo next. So,
another good game. And then we have our teams in the hunt. So realistically, because it's going to be the last match day, pretty much anyone from 3rd to 32nd is our teams in the hunt. Technically, because they haven't, advanced through to round of 16 yet. Top 8 hasn't been clinched besides spots 1 and 2. So pretty much anyone, well, okay, I shouldn't say pretty much anyone. Like, if we're talking about Ajax down in 32nd, they have no chance of top 8. But they can still do 9th and qualify for the knockout stage. I'm not saying that they can't place 9th. Mathematically, they can't. They can get 9 points if they win, and then that would put them up into the knockouts, but it doesn't look too likely. Oh, but our specific teams that we want to highlight are Bodo after their game this week, which we will talk about in a couple minutes. We have Monaco as well, sitting in the mid-pack, along with Marseille and Inter Milan. Now, Inter Milan is the only team from this list that we picked that has already clinched a spot on to the next round. They can go for a top 8 spot and get the automatic through to round of 16, or they can stay in the zone that they're at and go through from the knockout phase. So we'll see.
And then we have the teams to be scared of. We have Barca, They have conceded in 10 straight games for the first time in competition history. They average a 2.58 goals per game, and then they have a 68% possession and an 88% passing accuracy.
Which isn't bad when you think about it.
No, not really. And then Sporting is our next team to be scared of, and they have scored 62 goals this season. They average about 2.57 goals per game, and they've gotten 62% possessions and 87% passing accuracy. They've completed 17.0 clearances per match. I don't know what that totals, but
that's a pretty good clearance rate. So if 17 is the average, 17 times 7, 114 clearances in total ish, roughly.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And now we have the Champions League scores for Matchday 7. We have Ajax beats Villarreal, did I say it right?
Mm-hmm.
Takes them 2-1, and then we have Tottenham beats 10-man Dortmund 2-0. They had a red in the 26th minute. Then we have Newcastle beats PSV 3-0, and then we have Sporting upsets PSG 2-1. PSG had 6 shots on target and 22 shots total. They had 69% of possession and 10 corners. Sporting had 4 shots on target and 10 shots. And then we had 31% of possession and 2 corners. Luis Suarez. I knew that was wrong because I even watched the highlights. Scored both goals in the 74th and 90th minute. And then Luis Suarez was man of the match.
But then we have Club Brugge over Carriot 4-1. Olympiacos beat Leverkusen, as we mentioned earlier, 2-0. Carbag beat Frankfurt 3-2. And that goal was nuts. That was literally a last gasp goal on literally the 90th minute, about to go into stoppage time. Couldn't have picked a better goal to score there. And then we have Galatasaray tying Atletico Madrid 1-1. Now, I know we did pick Atleti as one of our good teams, and I still do believe that they are one of the teams that you would probably not necessarily want to play. But them losing 4-0 to Arsenal and 5-1 to Liverpool doesn't really sit well. And then you're gonna go and tie this Turkish club. Kinda sus. But then we have the other upset from this week. We have Bodo upsetting 10 men Manchester City. The final score was 3-1. Manchester City had 5 shots on target, 15 shots total, 65% of possession, and 9 corners. Whereas Bodo had 5 shots on target, 8 shots total, 35% of possession, and 2 corners. Now I'm gonna butcher the names, but it's okay. It's a-okay. But Kasper Hull scored the first 2 goals in the 22nd and 24th minutes. And then Jens Petter Hag sealed the deal in the 58th minute. But the game changer that really, really sealed the deal in this game was Man City red card in the 62nd minute. And this was a red card on Rodri. Now, I wish that I had watched this, but I really only watched the goals. So we won't talk about the red card. Let us know in the comments below how bad or good of a red card it was. Was it a good challenge, a bad one? What led to it being a red? Yeah. But then Jens Petter Hag was the man of the match.
And then we have Real Madrid beats Monaco 6-1. We have Athletic Club beats Atalanta 3-2. We have Napoli draw with 10-man Copenhagen 1-1. We have Arsenal beats Inter Milan 3-1. And then we have Barcelona beats Slavia Prague. Now, Barcelona's win was 2-2 at halftime. Prague had 2 shots on target and 8 shots total. They had 41% of possession and 5 corners. Barca had 12 shots on target and 17 shots in total. They had 59% of possession and 4 corners. Now Firmin Lopez, sorry if I said it wrong, scored in the 34th and 42nd minute, and Danny Olmo scored in the 63rd minute, and then Robert Lewandowski scored in the 70th minute, and Fermin Lopez was the man of the match.
And I have a fun fact for you about this game. So, Lewandowski becomes the 5th or 6th player to score, I believe it was 20 or more goals for 2 clubs. And I'm gonna make you guess.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, yes! You didn't even let me ask my question. I was gonna say, who besides Lewandowski is the most recent player to have done this? Yes,
I
you
want
are
to
right.
know that
It is
because
Harry
whenever
Kane.
we talk about Lewandowski, Harry Kane is always mentioned because they're so close together in like comparison, and so I know Harry Kane. Also, speaking of Harry Kane, when we talk about his match, I just can't get over his face when it was that headshot, and he was like,
That's the fastest one that you've ever guessed. And you didn't even let me ask the question. Go
I
such
like
a
Harry
long way.
Kane. That's gonna be my next jersey is a Harry Kane jersey.
I love that for you. You know, I saw rumors of our jerseys for next year, and I think that they look pretty good. That's what I'm just saying. But continuing on, so we have Juventus beating Benfica 2-0. We got a goal from USMNT's Weston McKennie. His was the second goal. It was a great goal. What can I say? It was a real banger. It was a nice one too. And then he slotted it right into the bottom corner, and it was just amazing. And then we have Chelsea beating Paphos 1-0. Liverpool beating Marseille 3-0. And then we have 10-men Bayern, of course, winning 2-0 over USG. Bayern had 3 shots on target, 14 shots total, 70% of possession, and 4 corners. Now, Harry Kane did score both of our goals, as we're just talking about him, in the 52nd and 55th minutes. And he also had an opportunity to score another penalty in the 81st minute, but he missed. And this is his first miss in like 2 years, so not great. But it's okay, because now he's gonna go another 2 years without missing. Anyways, Bayern's red card was Kim Min-jae in the 63rd minute. Now I want to talk about this. So I'd been watching on and off at this point, and I just glance over and I'm like, why does it say that we have a red card? And they were going over it and they're showing the replay for it. That is the softest yellow that I've ever seen in like almost my entire life. And I didn't even think that it was warranted because it just wasn't good. But it was a second yellow, so then that meant a red. Not happy with that. And I just can't even. But you know, the upside is that Min-jae isn't a regular starter, so hopefully we can get some players healthy before next week's game. But then once we make it through that game, we have a month break or something from that.
Yeah.
So I only see positives here, but we'll have to see what type of match ban that they give him and how many games it is. So we'll be looking forward to that. And speaking of that man, Harry Kane was the man of the match for the game. I mean, I still would have liked him to have made that penalty to be 3-0, but you know, we don't gotta talk about it. And we received boosts from Alphonso Davies, who played at least 30 minutes today, and Jamal Musiala coming back into the squad as well. I don't know if he played today or not, so anyways, he played this weekend, and that's all I care about. Okay, so we have the teams that are confirmed to be eliminated from the Champions League this season. We have Frankfurt, Slavia Prague, Villarreal, and Carrot. I know that's probably not how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm gonna pronounce it, and I'm so sorry for
Insert carrot, a literal carrot.
But yeah, they're all officially out of the Champions League now.
And then we have the teams that have clinched a spot in the round of 16 or knockout playoff place. So we have Real, Liverpool, Tottenham, PSG, Newcastle, Chelsea, Barca, Sporting, Man City, Atleti, Atalanta, Inter, and Juventus.
And the teams that have clinched their spot in the round of 16. Of course, we know Arsenal from last match day, but it's official. We have clinched our spot in the round of 16. Just a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And you know, I saw somewhere that our potential round of 16 teams that we could face was like Dortmund, Galatasaray, and two other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. But this also means that we get home field advantage throughout the round of 16, round of 8, semifinals, but then the final is obviously played at a neutral location. That's what I was looking for. But yes, we should be able to get home field advantage, which is huge. That's the recap for Champions League this week.
And just to let this go here, don't forget to subscribe. We are still trying to get to 500 subscribers. We are now to 400 and I think something. It's not a lot, but it's 400, which is a lot to us. So
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who just subscribed, and thank you to all our new people who are now watching with us. I hope you enjoy it. If you don't,
Welcome to chaos.
still like the video. So since we're still trying to get to 500 subscribers, if that happens, we're gonna do something. So what challenge should we set? Like, I don't know, if by the end of the week we reach 500, maybe we'll all wear summer clothes and jump in the cold snow. She has more snow than me. I don't have any snow currently, but I should be getting snow this weekend. It's probably gonna be like yay much. I'll probably lose power, so maybe give me something else as a challenge.
Well, for me specifically, yeah, we're projected to get like 18 inches of snow.
We live in the quite opposites.
So that being said, I will not gladly, but I will sacrifice my warmth if you guys get us to 500 before the end of the week, and I will film myself jumping in snow in my summer clothes just for you guys. Just for you guys.
I don't know what I'll do, but let me know in the comments. Nothing dangerous, okay? I have to go to work. Let us know in the comments what games you're going to be watching. Check out our links in the description below for our other social media pages. We have TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We have Spotify podcast. So if you'd rather just listen to us than watch, go check that out. You can listen to us on your way to work. We don't post a lot of our like specialized videos on our Spotify. So if you would like to see these specific videos, you will have to watch them on YouTube. To let you know. But yeah.
And don't forget to like this video.